Season 3 is finally here. Well, it's not if you're listening to this on Patreon early. But anyway, Season 3 is here. We have patch notes and detailed blogs about this new season and what to expect. And so far, it's looking pretty good. I like all the stuff that is mentioned in the blog post and the patch notes and everything until I started to read the RedSec changes. Then I got really sad and then we had conversations in Discord. So yeah. So may God give me strength to produce a good episode today, because goddamn I will need it. So welcome to Battlefield 1 Podcast. My name is Tom, also known as TheLankySoldier. We talk about Battlefield and only Battlefield, and I hope you will enjoy the discussions we're gonna have today. So grab a drink, grab a snack, or whatever you like to do for an hour. Just sit down, relax, and let's talk about Battlefield. Hey, if maybe you're playing Season 3 right now, hey, listen to us while you play Season 3. So, hey, just saying, you do you, man. So anyway, let's talk about Battlefield in Season 3.
But then when you've got Angel screaming, "Angel does it again," and
that was something, right?
That was something.
I'm sorry, you canceled the support for the game a month ago.
Why would they even host a trade?
I don't know.
And I sit down and he picks up one donut and eats it. So you want to like QA games?
When the rubber meets the road, they're gonna be like, "Oh my god, I don't like seeing Mario get his skull smashed."
Oh, I would love
It
to see
doesn't
that.
work.
I would love to
Yeah,
see that.
again.
Like with each episode, I have to thank everyone for choosing us to be your entertainment for an hour every week. Thank you guys for joining, on this show, podcast, whatever. Thank you guys so much for everything. And thank you our Patreon supporters that support us and help us grow this show even further. So patreon.com/TheLankySoldier if you want early access, extra episodes, extra content, all that kind of stuff. Subscribe to Patreon or use the free trial. Patreon.com/TheLankySoldier. Without you guys, this show would not exist. Without our Patreon supporters, this show would not exist. So thank you guys so much for everything. Please check out. So yeah, we're gonna talk about Season 3 today, as the Season 3 is already happening when you listen to this on the public feeds, because we release the new episode every Tuesday 1 p.m., so 8 a.m. Eastern Time, if I remember correctly. So the Season 3 patch and the release it's already happening. Battlefield 6 is already having Season 3 right now, so technically you can listen to this podcast and just play Season 3. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is we're going to talk about all of that. We're going to talk about the patch notes. We're going to talk about stuff that they mentioned. We're not going to just cover everything in full detail because, again, you're already playing the new season, so there's no point. But I do want to cover some bits that are important to me, and I think it's important to some of you. So we're just going to talk about that. And before we continue with the main topics, I just want to say, if you guys listened to the last episode, 2 episodes ago, when Andreas was here, and we talked about the general idea of, for Battlefield, like the franchise and everything, how we feel about it, what we want to see, all that kind of stuff, because that's when the roadmap got dropped, so it was a perfect, backdrop for us to have a conversation about stuff. And he got the game. So you know how he was joking, like, "Oh, sponsor the game," and like, "Oh, yeah, sponsor me with your Patreon money," all that kind of stuff, right? So he got the game. He actually bought the game because it was on sale, like 40% off or some shit. And I'm thinking we should do like a first impressions episode for him. So we're gonna bring him back on the show, like in an episode or 2. And we'll just get first impressions of him playing Battlefield 6, because 2-3 weeks, I guess, I would imagine it's enough time for him to just experience the game and just play with us and everything, and just to get an idea how he feels about the game. And then he comes on the podcast and just does his first impressions of Battlefield 6. Which I think is a quite, like, people bitch about Battlefield 6 being this and that and so on, but I kind of want to hear the perspective from a person that barely played Battlefield 6. I think it could be an interesting episode, so we'll try to organize that. So yeah, that's in the future plans. That's the future episodes, like, at least. That's what I'm planning to do. So yes, he got the game, so gonna be interesting to listen why his opinions about Battlefield 6. So yeah, and I just realized something. if you're watching this in the video form, this particular episode, if you're watching this on YouTube or by some stupid reason, you actually have the video version on Spotify, because you can watch video on Spotify. If you listen to this podcast in the video form, whatever, you know what I mean. I look like a pineapple in the video right now. I just checked my camera, and I look like a bloody pineapple because my hair is just standing still, and I do look like a bloody pineapple. So that's kind of funny. I mean, I did woke up 2 hours ago, and it's like 10 a.m. right now on a Saturday. So yeah, I do look like a pineapple, which is quite funny. So yeah. Anyway, let's talk about Season 3. Okay, first and foremost, I do want to talk about the trailer, because I think the trailer is really good. So, for anyone that doesn't know, I used to make fan-made, I guess, trailers for Battlefield back in the day. And the reason I was making them is because I was not happy with EA or DICE, whatever, with their trailers, I guess. Yeah, like so since Battlefield 1, I guess, like, because majority of my trailers are Battlefield 1 trailers. I was not happy with the trailers they were making for the game, and I'm like, you know what, this sucks. I'll make my own. And I started making my own trailers, you know, recording and editing, all that kind of stuff, and got millions of views. I think it got like 8 million views in total or something like that. And so I kind of know how to edit a trailer. At least I want to believe I can. And watching this Battlefield 6 Season 3 trailer, I think this trailer is really good. Even though it's not really nothing to talk about there, other than just like, oh, it's a really cool trailer, but it's a cool trailer. I'm sorry if you hear a jet in the background, I can't do anything about it. But it's a cool trailer. Like, the pacing is on point. It has the right scenes, the right music. Like, the editing is on point. Everything just flows really naturally, and it looks really great. And some of the shots they did, I was just like, it's really beautiful. As I'm literally looking at the trailer right now from my eyes, just to remember stuff. Certain scenes are just well put together and filmed really nice and everything. I think it's a well-directed trailer, and I really enjoyed it. And it has really cool scenes and cool fights and cool music and everything. I think it's a fantastic trailer. So it gets a thumbs up from me, because I enjoy a good trailer. Not only a Battlefield, but just like any media, like franchise, whatever, like a movie or a video game, whatever. If the trailer just like hits the right notes for that game or movie, whatever, it's just art. I think trailer editing or just producing trailers, it is a piece of art that deserve recognition, you know. Yeah, it's marketing and everything, but hey, you need to catch someone's attention somehow. And this trailer is really good. I really enjoyed the trailer. I enjoyed everything about it, and I think it's one of the best trailers released in the last, definitely in the top 5 trailers, maybe top 3 trailers in the last 5 years, I would say. You know, maybe even can compete with some Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3 trailers. I think it can. But anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed the trailer. I really love everything they did in it. And as usual, the DICE media team, which I know a couple of people who work there, they're really amazing, creative people. And I think I mentioned maybe, I don't know, 40 episodes ago, maybe, I don't know, it's a while ago when Ray was still here. I think I mentioned to him that I would love to work with the media team at DICE with something for a trailer or whatever the case may be, I don't know, just to see the process, how they come up with stuff and everything, because like I was doing trailers, those fan-made trailers for Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5, you know, I was just thinking, okay, how can I flex my creative juices in this case with the tools I have at my disposal? They can do anything they want because they have the tools, they have the game and everything. I don't, so for me it was a bit more difficult. If I want to make the trailer look really nice, I had to like work extra hard and come up with some clever ideas how to hide the fact that, hey, this is a fan-made trailer. I did my best to hide that, and some people thought it was official trailer until the end credits. So hey, I'm glad, you know. But yeah, the trailer is fantastic. If you haven't seen the trailer yet, I think you should watch it because I think it's a really good one. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Just like I love praising good artwork. That's the thing. I love a good piece of media that needs to be praised, and this is one of the good media pieces that need to be praised. So that's all I'm saying. So the media team that worked on the trailer, props to you guys. You guys did great. I think it's one of the best trailers you ever did. So that's that. All right, that's all I want to say. Anyway, let's move to the next topic. All right, so there's a roadmap for Season 3. So Season 3 is lasting for 2 months. So that's that. So it's not like 3 months or 4 months like Season 1 was. So it's gonna be lasting for 2 months, which a lot of people are really happy about. So we're getting the same amount of content basically for Season 3, but in a shorter time span, which I'm okay with. I did not mind the 3-month seasons, but if this one's lasting for 2 months, and we're getting basically a map every month from now on, at least that's according to the leaks and everything and the discussions we were having. So yeah, this roadmap I think it's pretty okay. So we have 3 stages as usual for each season, and this one is no different. So May 12th, which is it's already today. Well, I'm recording at night, but you get what I mean. So we're getting Gold Mode Railway, we get Ranked Battle Royale, we're getting weapons, 3 new weapons. We get attachments like Speed Holster. I mean, I don't really care. I'm not gonna read you all the patches and everything, but there's an aftermarket buffer, like anyway, burst mode. Anyway, so not the point. It's lasting 2 months. It looks nice, so that's the first stage of this season. Then on June 9th, so just less than a month, we're getting Cairo Bazaar, so we Grand Bazaar Remake. We're getting Obliteration. God damn. Guys, you have no idea how happy I am that we're getting Obliteration. You have no idea how happy. I've been screaming for Obliteration to come back from Battlefield 4 for it's Battlefield 4, yeah, so it's been 13 years now. I've been screaming for this mode to be back in a new game. We never got in Battlefield 5, we never got in 2042, and I was never expecting Obliteration to come back in any shape or form. And we're finally getting Obliteration back in Battlefield 6. Now, I'm kind of disappointed that it's in the second stage of the season, but you know what? They kind of had to stretch the season somehow. You need to spread the content somehow, to have consistent updates, so I'm kind of disappointed. I'd rather have Obliteration in the first stage and Ranked Battle Royale in the second stage, because they could actually change and do more changes, to Ranked Battle Royale, because I have loads of problems with that. But not the point. Obliteration is coming in the second stage of Season 3, and I'm looking forward to Obliteration. God damn, I really, really love Obliteration. And I'm looking forward to Grand Bazaar Remake, so far what we've seen from trailer and everything. And there's interesting discussions happening about if Grand Bazaar will have some weather effects that change with something, because there's some footage they showed, or pictures, I can't remember what I saw, but it was like pictures or videos, whatever, of Grand Bazaar, or Cairo Bazaar in this case, and in different scenes and shots, they have different weather. So at one point it's raining and cloudy, and in another scene it's sunny. So people are speculating now, do they have the technology to do weather effects for maps and everything? And of course, like I've been saying for forever now, I love weather effects in Battlefield games. I really love it. And some people might just like, oh, I want a sunny day. I just want a clear map and everything. I don't care about weather effects. No, I think Battlefield is just much better with weather effects. And even if it's raining or snowing or even a fog, whatever the case may be, and people going to complain, I can't see. But yeah, that's kind of the point. What weather effects are there for a reason. And changing the weather on a map does make a huge difference. Like, you might not think about it, but subconsciously you do think about it. Like, people are like, we care about the gameplay, yeah, but at the same time, you care that your game doesn't look like shit, and how the game looks does determine how you feel about the game. It's important. It's really important. Otherwise, why you even care about graphics and everything? Just go play Stickman or some shit. I don't know. Like, you get the idea. So I hope they have the weather effects for Cairo Bazaar. But my suspicion is, at least my personal suspicion is, it's not dynamic weather, whatever the case may be. I think there's just different weather effect for different mode. I think that's all it is. So some people, I remember commenting on Reddit saying, that's my prediction, that it's not dynamic weather. I think it's just a different mode will have a different type of weather effect. And people are like, oh, that never happened. Yeah, it did. Happened multiple times. It happened in multiple Battlefield games and everything. It's like so many times. But another point, I think that's what it is. So if you're playing Conquest, it's gonna have this weather, and if you're playing, I don't know, Escalation or Obliteration in this case, I think it will have a different weather effect. Or I'm guessing, I'm just speculating. If they have dynamic weather effects, fantastic, cool, great, I love it. But if it doesn't, that's fine. I think it depends on the mode, in my opinion. But could be wrong. We'll see. Anyway, there's no point speculating about this, but yeah. Obliteration is coming back. Love it. Freaking love it. There's a new limited time mode. Explosive charge, something to do with train. There's a new weapon, the PP-19. Some people say, oh, can I turn this into the Bison, with the tube mag? You can. I heard there's a attachment for it so that you can do that. Handheld jammer gadget, some new gadget and everything. I like, okay, whatever. Then in June 30th, we have high value target and stage 3 of this season, which is quite funny. So 9th of June, we have stage 2, and 30th of June. So basically 2 weeks, we're getting a new stage, which is quite nice. And speaking of obliteration, we're getting tactical obliteration. Now, in the patch notes, this whole presentation thing, they never talked about what tactical obliteration is, but I want to believe that's 5-on-5 obliteration. Now, that's not a new thing. 5-on-5 obliteration was a thing back in Battlefield 4. First, it made its way in CTE, was playtested and everything until it got released to the public in retail. Problem is, because the way server browsers, or matchmaking worked in Battlefield 4, to fill up a 5-on-5 operation mode was a shit show. You could not. It's just like, and because the interest was not there and all that kind of stuff. So there was loads of problems to deal with. So you could not play proper 5-on-5 operation modes in Battlefield 4. But with Battlefield 6, listen, I get you all want server browser. I get that. But for modes like that, we need proper matchmaking. We just need matchmaking. Server browsers would not work for these kind of modes. When it comes to wannabe competitive or tactical 5-on-5 modes, you need matchmaking. You just need matchmaking. Conquest, what did I say? Conquest. Matchmaking server browser is not gonna work. So I'm just hoping. And also, by the way, the tactical operation in the picture they have on the roadmap is a night version of Cairo Bazaar. Fantastic. I love it. I fucking love it. Anyway, so 5-on-5 operation. I presume that's what it is. And then that's the case. That's probably the future competitive mode for Battlefield 6, because competitive ranked mode is coming to Battlefield 6 multiplayer, not only to RedSec Battle Royale, but it's also coming to multiplayer. And 5-on-5 operation mode is probably it. Because it was designed as a competitive type of mode back in the day. So putting the mode back in Battlefield 6 as a competitive mode, yeah, that's probably it. I think that's our future competitive mode. And I did say, so before even this season got released, I did say if multiplayer is coming to, a competitive multiplayer is coming to RedSec, my god, I'm so dumb today. If competitive multiplayer is coming to the game, or what, ranked mode is coming to fucking game, tactical operation or 5-on-5 operation is the way to go. I did say that we're gonna get a new mode for it that is not in the game yet, and tactical operation is probably one of them. So that's that. So I'm happy it's coming back because I really enjoyed 505 operation back in the day because it was really exciting, very, you fight for every inch on the map and you fight for the bomb and everything. It's like really, really exciting games, really competitive games, and they're the best modes, like the best experiences when it comes to like competitive Battlefield. So that's that. So when it comes to RedSec, for example, in the roadmap they say casual battle royale is coming. Okay, so some of you will not understand why I'm happy about this, and it will take me ages to explain. But long story short, casual battle royale, because for anyone that doesn't know what casual battle royale is basically 80% bots and 20% players. So it's basically a normal battle royale mode, but with bots, basically. And 80% of the server population are bots. And at the end of the game, you're fighting real players, and that's basically casual battle royale. Originally in Warzone, when they released that, it was supposed to be like a wannabe training mode or just a casual, it's a casual experience, right? Just to warm up before the main thing. Problem is, casual battle royale became such a big thing in Warzone, they started affecting the main game modes. So that's why in Warzone right now, for example, we don't have solos or duos or trios or something like that. Like, we don't have normal modes anymore because it started to affect the main game modes, because all the casual players I just play casual battle royale non-stop, and they treat this as a... And that's still... The best bit is, those players, the majority of it, they still complain that casual battle royale mode is still too sweaty because, God forbid, a real player is good at the video game. So, and the reason casual battle royale was created is to protect those players from being destroyed in battle royale modes, because battle royale modes are either get good or you're just gonna keep struggling. And casual battle royale mode is basically was created just for that, to protect those players. But it just became one of the most played modes in the game, unfortunately, and it started affecting the population of other modes, the normal modes where real players, exist and want to play against real players like me. I don't want to play against bots. I hate shooting bots. Unless it's a sort of single player mode, sure. But when it comes to multiplayer games and shooting bots, I just don't find that interesting whatsoever. I think it's just numb. It's just like I can't. So casual battle royale, and I'm scared it's gonna have challenges to play casual battle royale, and I'm like, See, I want to play against real players, and casual battle royale just encourages people not to play against real players. It just encourages mediocrity. And don't get me wrong, I'm not esports ready player. Don't get me wrong, I'm not. But when you play a battle royale game, you want to play against real life players, like proper players, and when you win the game, you know that you won the game against real players, not bots. Hey, you got 10 kills in this match. Cool. But they were bots. And you killed one last player somewhere, and it's from 10 kills, one of them is a real life player, and there are other are not bots. Does the win feel satisfying? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It just feels shallow, and it feels like it was given to you, right? It was like given to you. Do you really want to experience that? Do you really want to play a battle royale mode, a last man standing mode, and a win is given to you because reasons? No, you want to fight for it. You want to win that match. And because you won that match, you want to feel good about yourself because you won against real life players. The reason battle royales exploded in the first place, why PUBG became big, why Fortnite became big, or why Warzone became like the so amazing in the early 2020s, because every win you got felt special because it was against real players. You did the work to get that win. It's a bit different in multiplayer. Let's say like Battlefield 6 multiplayer, the casual breakthrough or whatever. That's a bit different. Even though I dislike that it's there, but I understand why it's there. With RedSec and Battle Royale, you losing me because it's just you're just encouraging people to be more. Well, like video games should be relaxing, but why are you playing a multiplayer game if you don't want to compete in the first place? That's what I don't understand. Why are you playing a multiplayer game like Battlefield 6 or Battlefield RedSec, a Battle Royale mode, and then complain about players that destroy you? Well, yeah, that's the nature of the mode. To be the last man standing, and people do their best to be last man standing. That's the point. So casual battle royale is, I'm already telling right now, is going to be one of the most played modes in the game, and the main population for battle royale will suffer. Because that's what happened in Warzone. That's what happening in other games, and it will happen in this game. So the only way to truly play a proper Battle Royale mode will probably be ranked mode. But that's assuming ranked mode will be any good. We're gonna talk about that. Which, actually, no, I don't even have to talk about it, because you can just listen to the previous episode where I talk about ranked mode in the last, 10 minutes. And I am seriously not happy that it's quads, because quads is very complicated and all that kind of stuff. Well, when I say complicated, it's because it's complicated with randos, But anyway, I'm going off tangent here. Long story short is casual battle royale. I don't like the idea of it, and because I know how it's gonna end up, I did not mind the original idea back in the day when it came out in Warzone. But after I've seen what it does to the main game, I'm like, I don't want it. I just don't want it. I don't want this to be a thing, because the game suffers. The game suffers with casual battle royale, because all the players, will go there, and they will still complain that the casual battle royale mode is too sweaty, because God forbid the player is sliding or has bad aim or whatever the case may be, right? God forbid. I'm popular opinion, but maybe, I don't know. But people want participation trophies. They don't want to win their fucking trophies. They just want to feel good about themselves. Like, oh yeah, look what I did. Okay. Anyway. So yeah, that's the roadmap for Season 3. Of course, there's a new limited time mode, and what gets to me, it's the EOD bot arm. It's a new melee weapon. I'm like, okay, sure. That's kind of funny, actually. You can use a fucking EOD bot arm as a melee weapon. So, like, you know what? I'm not gonna. Yeah, okay. It's funny. It's funny. All right. Anyway, let's talk. Oh, before we actually go to the next topic, again, guys, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for listening to my ramblings, to me talking about Battlefield. So if you do like the show, you enjoy everything you're hearing, or you want to hear, more episodes, all that kind of stuff when you're done with this, go to patreon.com/TheLankySoldier. We have extra episodes, we have extra content, we have early access, and use the free trial. Don't like it? Hey, you're not sure about spending money on us, not sure about supporting us? Just go to, use the free trial. Free trial is there for a reason, and because I believe that we produce good enough content for you to stay. So use the free trial. See how it is, and see if you enjoy the stuff we release on Patreon. And if you don't, you can also unsubscribe or just stay as a free member. Simple as that. So, yeah, thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you guys for supporting the show, all that kind of stuff. So, patreon.com/TheLankySoldier. That's patreon.com/TheLankySoldier. All the extra goodies that you can expect from Patreon. So, and your support means a lot to us. Without you guys, this show would not exist. Without your support, this show would not exist. Simple as that. Our audience is not big enough to make money just from pure ad rev. That's not happening, man. That's not happening. So Patreon's the best way to support the show, because the money goes directly to us. If I say us, it's like a couple of, my friends and everything that need to be paid, need to be supported, because, hey, they choose to be on the podcast on their own free time, so I have to compensate them in some shape or form. So that's that. So anyway, thank you guys for supporting. Let's go to the next topic. Okay, Season 3 patch notes. Woo! So, loads of things happening in those patch notes. So, of course, this is not a patch notes reading type of podcast, because why would you read the patch notes and then come to this episode and I'll read you the same patch notes? No, I talk about the patch notes because it's more interesting to get some sort of different perspective other than like what the text says. So, the patch notes are quite meaty. Really meaty. So, of course, they talk about the new content, they talk about the battle pass, all that kind of stuff. Actually, I could read you like the well, I don't know what to call it. This, the overview, I guess, of it. And yeah, so they talk about the new content, all that kind of stuff, new map and everything. That's great. So the battle pass, of course, new skins and everything. They also say they all brought new improvements to how the navigation works for the battle pass. You know, corrected season celebrations, all that kind of stuff. Improved pad presentation. So yeah, they just made the battle pass a bit more easy to understand and all that kind of stuff. So that's great. Then there's of course Battlefield Pro. You can get Battlefield Pro, get the seasons, you get the battle pass, get tier skips, all that kind of stuff. Cool. New map, new weapons, new mode, RedSec competitive, which they have a new blog for it, just explaining about everything for ranked mode, which we'll talk about it. So yeah, M16A4, L115, the sniper rifle, RPK 74M, it's a SMG, and PP19 I know was not mentioned here, but it's coming. It's coming in season the second stage of the season, which probably comes in that mini battle pass. Cool, so that's great. New content arrives. Okay, comparative arrives. Yeah, vehicle. Okay, yeah. So the whole premise of these patch notes, basically, this whole launch of season 3, there's a big overhaul for vehicles, really big, like land vehicles, air vehicles, whatever. They getting loads of updates. So in the last episode, I think I talked about the vehicle changes, and I was really happy how they're approaching this. They finally realized, okay, complicated mathematical ways how you hit the tank, what weapon you use to hit a tank, or whatever the case may be. We need to simplify that to make it more understandable and more easily to digest the information. So I'm glad they're making this much easier to understand. So they're removing certain very funky ways of calculating damage. Now it's going to be a bit more straightforward, like Battlefield 4 in a sense, because Battlefield 4 still has the best vehicle gameplay in any franchise. I will die on that hill. I don't think we'll ever have that ever again. But they can try to approach at least that and try to make it easy, as simple as possible, but at the same time complicated as possible, because they're also like making the vehicles a bit more faster, easily to like the turn rate, for example, or for the turrets is getting increased, which is great. I love it. There's also some gadgets getting updates and everything. The weapons get a balance and all that kind of stuff. So they're adding more recoil, which is fantastic. There's also core gameplay netcode and combat feedback improvements, which is like pinging, for example, is now faster. Hit reactions, damage indicators are clearer. Drag and revive has been further polished, which is great. And multiple netcode fixes improves readability during combat without interfering with the gunfight outcomes. Okay, cool. So also AI is getting like up. The fuck was that in the background? I don't know. There was a really loud sound in the background. Oh, we have statistics. Oh my god. So they finally added statistics, like a leaderboards wanna be or whatever. Actually, I don't know. Okay, so it was not really clear. They say okay, I know leaderboards are coming to ranked, but I do hope we have leaderboards for the profile so we can compare, globally or against friends, whatever the case may be. So I hope leaderboards are coming to that. But yeah, regarding, statistics for your profile for your character, Seasonal statistics have been added to the player profile. Aircraft now receive clearer threat indicators. So it's okay, they're talking about the UI changes for the game and all that kind of stuff. So that's good. AI support in strike point has been improved. New upscaling options. Okay, cool. Anyway, so yeah, we're getting statistics, and you can, from what I read in these patch notes, you can check each individual season how you did that particular season. I love that. That's actually a really cool idea, because they do this at the end of each season. You can check your stats for each season, and you can just post them on social media, all that kind of stuff. And I like that. I really like that you can compare each season and so on. So they already have this in the background running, and they've been doing this for a while now. So just the fact you can put all your seasonal stats into the game in your profile, great. I love that. I have no complaints whatsoever. It's perfect. I got nothing to complain about. Now there's netcode stuff and everything. I'm not gonna read you all that because it's gonna be a boring ass podcast about me reading all that. Then of course the patch notes themselves. Yeah, corrected, improved, optimized, after solved. Okay, cool. You know what? I'm not gonna that's netcode. Yeah. I'm not going down. I'm going down. I'm not talking. This. Yeah, just like helicopter changes, jet changes, weapon changes, vehicle changes, gadget changes. Right, I'm going down, weapon changes. Okay, so we have adjusted, adjusted, recall improved, all that kind of stuff. Cool, okay. Maps and modes, yeah. Okay, they did finally add the UI HUD section. They talk about the stat page I was talking about. Anyway, long story short, patch notes are very meaty. There's some really important stuff in there. But because I'm recording this on the 9th of May, and when you're gonna be listening to this on the public feeds, the patch notes, the patch is already out. Season 3 is already live. So when you're listening to this, you're gonna be playing season 3 by now. So, and I've always been saying the patch notes could be lying sometimes. They could be wrong, and they were wrong on many occasions because something came there too early or too late, whatever the case may be, right? Or sometimes it's just a pure lie because you haven't. Whatever the case may be, right? The patch notes can be wrong, and the best patch notes you could ever get is literally just by playing the game. Just play the game, get the idea how the game feels, what changes, and discover those changes, right? Like, for me to tell you, you can do this and that, there's no point. Just play the game and discover yourself, because I think it's more exciting for you to play the game and just discover all the new changes that they did into the game. Like, I think it's more exciting than you reading patch notes. Like, before I started recording, was it yesterday, I tried to read the patch notes. And I did read the patch notes, but as soon as I see the word updated or corrected and everything, I'm just like, you know what, I'm skipping that. I don't care. Let me discover that kind of stuff. Like, for example, updated Battle Pass navigation to align with the play screen update. Like, okay, cool. I need to see that. Reading it's one thing, but seeing it and experience it's another. So, yeah. What else? They added... For example, because I'm on AMD card, I have a 9070 XT GPU. They added AMD Fidelity FX Super Resolution 4.1 thing. So I understand it's the new one that they released. Well, anyway, stuff like that, right? So they added support to certain stuff, and I'm like, that I can get more frames now, even more, because I play everything on low. Like, the game doesn't look too shit. But if I can even squeeze even more frames from my game, because I have a 180 hertz motor, so I'm like, yeah, give me more frames. Right? I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay, there's some Portal stuff, audio changes. Again, you need to experience that. There's no point for me to tell you about the AI. So who cares? All right. I do want to talk about the RedSec changes. So, okay, so regarding the multiplayer changes, everything sounds so far, everything sounds really good and promising. So I have no complaints. I literally have no complaints. Let's just launch the game. Let's have some fun. Go on the railway and everything. Let's experience the new recoil changes. The vehicle changes, the UI changes. Great. As long as everything works, I'm a happy man. I'm a happy man, and I think all of you will be the same. As long as everything works as they say, I think it will be fantastic. Now, RedSec changes, the patch notes for the RedSec. Now, that's where I started to get really annoyed, because there's some stuff that's why I joke about. At this point, I'm probably not even joking. Like, do you even play your own game? Do you even play your own game? So, for example, Alright, so here's a good feature. Added a feature that allows players to abandon missions in progress. Missions that can be abandoned by the player who started the mission, and squad members now have the ability to request a mission be abandoned. Love that shit. That's fantastic. Now, of course, I play with friends and everything, so that's a bit different. We don't really need to, but they can always tell me later. But just because this feature exists, and just talking to random people, well, sometimes while I play with random people, because there's no solos yet. Don't know why. No solos until fucking next month, probably. Unfortunate. So, just the fact I have sometimes I'll have to play with randos, especially with ranked, in ranked mode, right? And we can abandon missions and everything because missions sometimes are shit, and someone started by accident or whatever the case may be. Great feature. I have no problems with that whatsoever. So that's that. There's some bounces to the vehicles. Oh my god. You know what? Let me skip all this, right? Because this just sounds fine. For example, improve game performance by reducing frame spikes. Okay, cool. I don't really care. Vehicles in RedSec. Now that's why I was complaining in Discord, because I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? So, helicopters will now lose control when part seat is unoccupied in Battle Royale modes, only to limit the effectiveness of the seat swapping. Okay, that's great. I have no problem with that whatsoever. That's fine. So they did some changes to the transport chopper, because he has a minigun and everything. That needed fucking balance. So that's great. Increased drone cooldown from 120 seconds to 240. Okay, so the drone changes, great. Because that need changes and everything. So now it takes ages to deploy the drone. So it took you 2 minutes. 2 minutes? Yeah, 2 minutes. 2 minutes to get the drone back. Now it will take you 4 minutes. That's a good change. I like that. That's a really good change, and that will feel the recon mains will feel that change a lot. So that means if you're using the drone, you have to commit to the drone, and you have to really do really well. It's like you can't just spam it basically. So I love that. That's a great change. Now, when it comes to fucking vehicles, replace the tank minigun with a more heavy caliber gun. So there's the 50 cal heavy machine gun. Okay, that's tanks now auto spot on the enemy minimap up to 300 meters. So every time you're gonna be inside the tanks will be now auto spotted for the player minimaps up to 300 meters. 300 meters, that's a lot. That's a big fucking distance. The tank and the Bradley miniguns, the passenger miniguns, have now been replaced with the grenade launchers. Okay. The Bradley proximity scanner has been replaced with the counterfire radar. Okay, so they basically nerfing the vehicles, especially the passenger miniguns and everything, to be like grenade launcher and all that kind of stuff, to make them more. Well, it's basically a nerf to the vehicles. And the auto spotting to the fucking vehicles, the tanks. If you're in a tank and you, let's say, end circle, you're gonna be fucking spotted non-fucking stop, and everyone on the server can see that you have a tank. I really, really dislike that, especially when it comes to like ranked mode. Ranked mode is gonna be fucking cancer with this, and vehicles basically are becoming useless. Now, a lot of people say like, oh, vehicles, well, that's good, the Battle Royale vehicles are overpowered. They're not. It's just people don't, these changes are happening because it's just nerfing the good players. That's all it is. This is removing the skill gap. They're just removing the skill gap because a lot of people, unfortunately, are not good at Battle Royale games, especially at RedSec. A lot of people are just not good at RedSec. That's what it is. A lot of people just suck at RedSec because they don't learn how to play the game. Now, also in the patch notes they mentioned they adding more anti-tank weapons into specific trucks, into the specific locations on the map. So when you're gonna see this big ass truck, the military truck, that means you're gonna get some anti-tank weapons in there. On paper maybe it's a good thing, but you're nerfing the vehicles with these changes because you're replacing the good weapons to shit weapons. You auto-spotted non-fucking stop in 300 meters. So everyone on the server will know where you are. 300 meters, it's a lot. That's a lot. Especially in the end games, that's the circle, basically. You're gonna be auto-spotted forever. And the reason all these changes happening is because people don't know how to play RedSec because they die to vehicles and they complain vehicles are overpowered. Well, no, it's because you're just not playing the game correctly, basically. The point is to get anti-tank weapons. And there's loads of people that play RedSec don't get any anti-tank weapons. I don't know what they're doing. They have something, but there's so many people we encounter that we like, oh, look, a squad, let's go kill them, right? And they don't have any anti-tank weaponry whatsoever. Nothing. And it's not like it's really difficult to get anti-tank weapons. Like, here, I have engineer with you, so that's one. An engineer class, when it's like at level 3, OP class against vehicles, really OP class, the engineers can just dunk on you like you're nothing in a vehicle. That's with the current, forma now. With the current vehicles we have right now. With these changes, the engineer class got such a big buff right now, and it's mostly because all these changes are happening is because people just don't know how to get anti-tank weapons. That's why they adding more anti-tank weapons in the trucks. That's why the vehicles are getting nerfed. That's why tanks are gonna be auto-spotted no matter what, 300 meters everywhere on the minimap. This basically just tells me like, yeah, this is just nerfing the good players that get the tanks as soon as possible, get anti-tank weapons, because we get anti-tanks first, then we get our weapons, and then we get the tank. That's how we roll usually. And people just don't know how to get any of this, because this is just nerfing the good players to give the shit players a chance. That's all it is. Like, in on paper, that's maybe not a bad thing, but it's just it's just gonna make things more worse for us, and just makes it more annoying. I'm glad the vehicles are not being removed and all that kind of stuff. For example, in ranked, I'm glad the vehicles are there, but now the new strat will be, instead of us trying to save the vehicle and try to win the game, try to be as good as possible with the vehicle, now we're just gonna use the vehicle as a cover, basically. So we're not gonna have a gunner. So if we play in duos, or in this case ranked, for example, I will demand anyone whoever's driving the tank, and just drive the tank, just use all your firepower you have, and after that, let's use the tank as cover. That's all it is. Heck, actually no, there's no point dropping the video because the people will see that vehicles drop. But yeah, that's the more. Gunner seat is pointless. So that means it's more effective for someone to be near the tank and keep shooting the enemy instead. of using the weapons we have at our disposal. Now it's just the tanks became now paperweight basically, right? The tanks are just there now. They're not useful, and people that really knew how to play the game for the end game, they always had AT. There was always an engineer with rockets, or any class with a lower RPG. Good players knew how to play the game because, hey, we're always gonna have anti-tank weaponry with us because we knew that the tank might be, somewhere around. And when the engineers or the squad commits on destroying the tank, when they commit, tanks are useless. There's so many games we won by losing the tank, or so many games we lost because we lost the tank, is because the other squad committed on making sure the tank is fucking dead. It's the tanks in endgame will not survive if you're playing against a really committed squad. If you're playing against a really committed squad, that tank is not surviving whatsoever. And I said this on the many times. I think it's a horrible. I think these are changes they did to RedSec right now to the vehicles are horrible, absolute dog shit changes, and I really disliked what they did. Because it's gonna make them feel useless, and realistically, the shit players that they think they're upping, they're making them a bit better, they're still gonna die. Because if they couldn't figure out by now, 6-7 months later, how to play RedSec, that you need to get anti-tank weapons, you need to do missions or play as an engineer, whatever. It was a well-designed battle royale mode with some thought behind it. There's a meta, right? You don't have to be a meta slave to be good at RedSec. You just need to do the right things because it's a battle royale and there's a particular mode. Like, hey, if you know there's a fucking tank, get some anti-tank weapons, right? Not only that, the game drops anti-tank weaponry to you if the enemy players have a tank. But majority of people can't figure that out. Majority of people just can't figure that out for some fucking reason. And I don't understand why. Why is that? I don't know. So yeah, it's one of those cases like where people are just not good enough to play RedSec, and developers looking at this like, well, fuck, we need to make the game, we need to lower the skill gap because people are just not good enough. So now I'm worried how Battle Royale ranked is going to be, which we'll talk about in a moment now. But yeah, I'm so against these changes because it's just nerfing the good players, and the good players will not get any better, and they're just going to give them more chances to be, for them to get cheap kills. I don't want that. I understand you need to find a balance between, casual players and the players that are committed to play Battle Royale and everything, but it's just, I hate this. As a player that plays RedSec on a regular basis, I hate these changes because it's just nerfing the good players and you're just making the vehicles useless. We'll see how it goes, but I am not looking forward to play this and see how, it's just... I'm glad that transport helicopter is being nerfed because that shit needs to be fucking nerfed and it's been annoying. So that's that. Yeah, I will stop talking about vehicles in RedSec, it's pointless. They're introducing loot detection for Battle Royale. So when you respawn, you have your second chance, and you land somewhere, the chest's gonna be marked everywhere on the map for you, so you can loot and come back to the game much easier. Which, again, this is another point of, I don't mind this change, but if you play enough, you will know what the chests are. So for me, this feature is kind of pointless because I know what the chests are now around the map. And it's because it now shows me what the chests are when I get respawned or revived or whatever the case may be. I think it's very cheesy. I mean, it's fine, but it's kind of cheesy. Again, it's for the RedSec has loads of people that are just not good enough. Hence the casual battle royale is coming and everything. So... But there was one change that I saw that was really pissed me off. I need to find it. Here we go. Found it. I think it's in the UI section. Eliminated players can no longer place pings on the map. Why? Why this change was it? Why this is a thing? So let's say you're playing ranked battle royale. You don't want to use your mic, or someone else is not using their mics, whatever the case may be, right? Because douchebags and toxic people, all that kind of stuff, right? You don't want to use the mic, whatever. You're playing ranked battle royale. So there will be some, and because it's squads, there will be some players that are dead, but they still can give you some information from their point of view. So let's say, oh, maybe you can mark them. Hey, what do you want? What's the closest revive location, right? For example, me and Monkey play duos, right? We play duos, and if one of us is dead, and they see something that I don't see, for example, Monkey is dead and I'm alive, for example, he sees something like, oh yeah, he marks me the closest. I asked him, can you mark me the closest revive station around me that is not packed with people? And he marks it and I'll go there. Well, now he can't do that because that's what's the patch notes are saying. Eliminated players can no longer place pings on the map. So that means he can't ping me the closest revive station for me to go. He can't mark a danger mark where the players are, or whatever the case may be, right? Or when we just talk, like, or I'm dead, or he's dead, whoever is dead, right? We can't mark for each other and talk like, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure this player is over here, and he leaves a mark. That's a good feature. So imagine playing ranked battle royale quads with random people, and you can't mark stuff while you're being dead, or whatever the case may be. It's gonna be a toxic ass experience. Who decided to remove this? I don't understand. Who decided to remove this from the game? What do you mean I can't ping while I'm being dead? What do you mean my teammate can't mark while he's dead? I need that information for obvious reasons, because it's a communication fucking tool. Who decided they can't mark anymore? Why? What's the point? What's the reasoning behind it? And they don't really explain why. That's what pisses me off. Why? This never been a problem. And now it's gonna be a problem. Why? So that's that. So if you're being dead or someone's dead and they can't mark, yeah. Boy, ranked battle royale is gonna be fucking cancer. Okay, that's the other notes. Corrected. Placing more. Okay, yeah. Alright, that's not important. Squad UI. Squad members' colors now correctly reflected. Okay, cool. Don't really care. Corrected squad limited message. Oh, apparently we're getting a new audio effect for the kills and squad wipes and everything. So, looking forward to that. Okay, here we go. Added new sound effects for kill confirmed and assist confirmed. Okay, so maybe it's not the new sound effect, it's just extra sound effects for kill confirmations and everything. So that's great, that's fine. I love that. And then XP changes and everything, you know, I don't care about that. So yeah, the changes are very, very mixed bag for, like, multiplayer changes look great. And outside of it looks great. But when it comes to RedSec and the changes they did to the vehicles and this removing the pings while being dead, I don't understand. Well, I understand why the vehicle changes happened, or why certain features were added into the RedSec thing, is because it's just to help the shit players. Well, for example, when I play RedSec with rando people, they're all absolute brain dead idiots. And it's not only for RedSec, it's just all majority of just games these days that a majority of people are just so fucking bad at video games. They don't want to get better. They want participation trophies given to them, and nerfing this vehicle. Vehicles were never a fucking problem in RedSec. You just, if you knew how to handle them. And it's not that difficult. Just get fucking RPGs. Hit them in the fucking back. That's it. We died so many fucking times because we were just a bit stupid. We were not paying attention what's going on. And yeah, like we were just fighting like squads that knew what they were doing, and the tanks were never a problem. And now tanks are nerfed to oblivion, basically. And they still don't have the new. They don't have the new damage model they have in multiplayer, because RedSec and multiplayer is different for obvious reasons. So you can't really use the same system in both ways because it doesn't work. So we still have this old system, how the damage works in RedSec, and vehicles in RedSec are very they're glass cannons. They've always been glass cannons, and now you update with new weapons and everything. It's just absolute dog shit. It's gonna be dog shit, and because you auto spot it all the fucking time too, so everyone on the server knows where the fucking tanks are. So when you're playing ranked mode and everyone knows where the fucking tanks are, that tank is not surviving. Not surviving. You're just asking to be killed. You're just asking to be killed. It's shit. I will do my first impressions when this is gonna be out. But boy, I'm not looking forward to that. Anyway, so yeah, those are patch notes. Did I literally talk half an hour about patch notes, about something that I feel like, and I hope you're not bored. But hey, it's my podcast, I guess. Even though I have to agree, I probably could have just structured this a bit more better. But anyway, hey, you know what? Whatever. Anyway, let's talk about the blog post they released about Battle Royale Ranked. Okay, let's give it 10 minutes. Let's give it 10 minutes. So, Battle Royale Ranked mode, RedSec Ranked mode, the first ever Battlefield Ranked mode is coming. Well, it's already live in the game as we speak. And they released a blog post for explaining how the mode works and everything. They explain the basics in this blog post, which is great. So, for example, we have 5? How many tiers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 tiers. Technically 7. No, 6 technically. And I will explain why. So we have Rookie, we have Bronze, we have Silver, we have Gold, we have Platinum, we have Diamond, and we have Master. And then we have Elite Top 25 and Elite number 1. So the last two are basically just top 250 and the best player from there. So that's that. So those are the tiers we have. And each tier has 5 divisions. So you can be like Platinum 1, Platinum 3, Platinum 5, Diamond 1, from 1 to 5, and like, which makes sense. So you start at Diamond 5, you start at Diamond 1, then you start, go up and so on. That kind of stuff, right? So that's great. That's no problems with me. The logos themselves, you know what? They're fine. People complain they're really boring, whatever. You know what? It doesn't have to be that specific. It's fine. It doesn't have to be out there. It's fine. It just have to be a logo explaining which rank you are. And I think the logos work. They're simple enough to understand, and that's all you have to do. I think the logos are fantastic. I think people would think like they look boring. They don't have to be majestic, It's just there to showcase what rank you are. That's it. It doesn't have to be that deep. And I actually like the design of it too. So it's simple enough and easy to understand. Cool. That's fine. One of the main things they mentioned in the blog post, the matchmaking. So PC and consoles. So there's a real problem with crossplay, right? How console players, or mostly like controller players, you can play with the controller on PC, but the controller players versus mouse and keyboard players. So from what they're saying right now in this blog post, they say that PC players will match with other PC players and console players will match with other console players. If someone in their group has a PC player and the rest are console players, that will technically make you to PC players. So PC players will have the advantage regarding. So they talk about platforms here, but they don't talk about the input matchmaking, from what I understand. So they talk about the matchmaking like, yeah, PC players will play with PC players. If there's like, let's say 2 console players and two PC players in the squad, that means there's gonna be matchmaking against PC players only, and vice versa. Like this, like the pinnacle of matchmaking will be PC players basically. They talk about that. They talk about platforms. But from what I've seen, they don't talk about the input matchmaking. This is not input matchmaking. This is platform matchmaking. So technically, if you're on PC and you have a controller, you'll be matchmaking with PC players, technically, regardless of your input. And I don't think that's the right way to do it. So I think it should be input-based, not platform-based. So that's that. So we'll see how that works. We'll see. But yeah, the matchmaking is going to be separated because for comparative reasons, which I find. I agree with that. There's demotion prevention, so you have protection, everything. How, like, if you, let's say you reach a certain rank, you will have certain protections for you if you have some bad games, which makes sense. When you, for example, you get, let's say you're so fucking good, you get promoted to master, right? So the one of the highest tiers out there before top 250, right? You'll have some bad games. You can have some bad games at the start, and you'll get some protections for the first 3 matches or something like that. So every time you lose points, you get some protection, which is fine. Like, that's how it's supposed to be work. So of course, the higher you progress, you have like a cost. So they explain here in this little table saying, oh, if you're bronze player, that means to play the match will cost you 10 points. If you're playing silver, you're gonna get 20 points. That's your fee of entering the match, right? And as you progress through the match, you get more kills, more goal assists. You're gonna get, so you start at, let's say you're platinum, right? You're platinum, so you have to pay up 40 points from your rank points instantly. So you have minus 40, and as you progress through the game, you get kill, you get assist, you get placement and everything. So yes, like from minus 40, you get minus 35, minus 30, minus 25, until you like in the end game you have plus and so on, so you can progress. That's how ranking system usually. That's how it will work. Of course, you have leave penalties, all that kind of stuff. Great, typical ranked mode stuff, which is great. My problem is because, well, maybe you guys know by now because you can play Season 3, but as I'm recording this on the 9th of May, they don't explain here if the scoring is squad-based or individual. Is it squad-based or individual? From what it seems, from what I'm getting impression from, it's going to be individual. So if, let's say, your squad mate gets a kill, or whatever the case may be, you're not going to get those points, I presume. But then again, when the game ends in RedSec, it does show you how many kills you got as a squad first. So maybe it's squad based. I don't know. It doesn't explain in this blog post. So I have no idea if it's individual or squad based points. Like, so if your squad mate gets a kill, do you get the points for that? Because it says assists. So you do get points for assists. I don't know. The blog post doesn't explain. If it's individual, it's going to be horrible, because why is this even squad based then? Might as well make it duos or solos. And if it's squad based and it's individually tracked for you, and your squad mate's performance doesn't affect your overall ranking, that means me and Monkey just gonna do whatever we want and focus on ourselves and fight multiple squads by ourselves. We'll have to get better to play against squads 2 versus 4, because honestly, I don't trust our random teammates to produce the goods. If they want to come and help us, great. We'll tell them to, like, listen, guys, this is the spot. This is what we need to do. Let's win the fucking game. But if they don't want to do that, it's up to them. And they will. If it's individual, that means there are gonna be loads of players that will just go by themselves. They're gonna matchmake to this, and they will not listen to what their teammates are saying. They don't care. They're just gonna be selfish. They're gonna land somewhere, get as many kills as possible, and that's gonna be enough for them to progress from fucking silver to gold or whatever the case may be. Like, people that do this on a regular basis are just absolute douchebags, and they just ruin rank modes, and they think they're good enough to be at that high level. They just complain that their teammates on them, but yet they go by themselves. So if it's individual, yeah, this is gonna be fucking horrible. It's gonna be fucking horrible. But if it's squad based, it might encourage people to stay together and so on. But that means if it's squad based, it's gonna be much easier to carry shit players to higher ranks, So that's what's gonna happen. If it's individual, there gonna be more people just playing by themselves. But if it's squad-based scoring points, if your squad mate gets a kill, you get the points too, or assist points, whatever the case may be. That means it will be much easier to carry shit players to higher ranks, which I don't think any of us want that. You want players in those high ranks to be good, and I don't want shit players to be in high ranks, because if I'm matchmaking, let's say I'm diamond or platinum or master, let's say, right? I'm matchmaking with random people, and for some reason they got carried by their friends, whoever, to that level, and they in my squad, but they can't do anything because they got carried. I don't want that. It's just gonna be a horrible experience. We're gonna lose points because, like, bruh, we're playing against the best of the best out here, and you're literally just here as a participation person. You're just participating for the shits and giggles because you got carried to this rank. I don't want that. So they did say that this is under testing in Battlefield Labs tag, whatever you want to say it. So that means changes will be made. I hope in the first month or two, give it a month. I hope in the first month, the perfect world will be in the first 2 weeks, but it will be the month. In the first month, I hope they look at the data and think, wow, squads actually doesn't work. It needs to be trios. I hope that's the case, because quads will be fucking horrible no matter what system you use for your calculations for rank. If it's individual or squad based, doesn't fucking matter. It's gonna be a shit show in quads. Make it trios as bare minimum. Heck, go duos if you really want to. But trios I think is the perfect number, because that means I can have a friend that is good enough to play with me, and we get a random player, and it's going to be a 50-50 chance if he's gonna be good enough or not. Even if that random player is absolute dog shit, that's fine. Me and my friend, at least we can be good enough to carry the game by ourselves, at least, because we know other squads will have similar number of players and all that kind of stuff, so it should be easier to deal with. But regarding squads, yeah, I'm not gonna repeat myself. I'm not gonna be like a broken record. Squads is not the way to go. It's gonna be a fucking disaster, and it doesn't matter what system they use, it's gonna be not great. But I'm glad the rewards are there. So by playing Battle Royale ranked, you're gonna get rewards. Great, because last episode I was debating if we have any rewards because it's under testing still, so I was not sure about that. So they did say what kind of rewards you can get by playing this mode. The shit. They're very, very shit. So that's first time rewards. So when you're gonna play ranked mode for the first time ever, you're gonna get some rewards that will be for the first time. So if you say, let's say you play the first season, these are all-time rewards you're gonna get, and you're not gonna get them in season 2 and 3 and whenever you're gonna continue playing ranked. So you're gonna get like double XP tokens, you're gonna get some player cards, like season 3 rookie player card icons and everything. Oh, okay, so alright, it says season 3, so that means you're gonna get these rewards next season 2, but it's gonna be different season player cards or whatever the case may be, right? You get stickers and everything. Like, you know what? Okay, that's fine. Or you know what? It's not that shit, I guess. But no one's gonna use them unless you're there. Like, But we do get weapon camos now. God bless. We actually getting now weapon camos as customizable rewards. Thank fucking Christ, we're getting camos. 8 months later, Battlefield 6 finally found the technology to do camos. Hallelujah. We can get camos. So if you reach gold, platinum, diamond, master, or elite top 250 and whatever, you can get specific camos for that particular rank. Fantastic. And those camos, I presume, can be used on every weapon in the game. great. This is the best change so far. I don't really care about everything else. I don't really care about those first time rewards and weapon charms and stickers and everything. Well, to be fair, I don't know what else they can do, but I'm kind of surprised they don't have any soldier skins or whatever. I'm kind of surprised about that. But camos? We getting camos? Fantastic. Perfect. No complaints from me. Good. You know what? Maybe I take my words back. Maybe it's not shit rewards. Actually, maybe it's really good rewards. But I'm just kind of surprised they don't have a soldier skin or whatever. But you know what? That's fine. I think that so far, it's great. Just the fact that we can get camos, great. And these camos will be rewarded at the end of the season. So just because you reached Diamond now, doesn't mean you're going to get the camo straight away. Which I think you should, though. I think you should, honestly. If you reached, let's say, Diamond or Master, right? You're a really good player. I think you should get the camo instantly. But they're gonna give you the rewards at the end of the season. So yeah. Whatever. And they show how it looks and everything. So they don't show the rewards fully. They show like 2 pictures for the rewards and that's it. But yeah. So long story short, it looks fine. It looks great, and so far I'm glad we're getting rewards, so there's a reason to play. But quads, yeah, I'm not gonna be, again, listen to the previous episode where I talk about this. Quads is just gonna be fucking chaotic. It doesn't matter if you use individual scoring system or squad based system, for the scoring, is gonna be a shit show no matter what, because it's quads. Why are we doing quads for competitive ranked mode where you have to matchmake with random people? I don't have 4 friends that are committed to play ranked mode. I have 1, yes, that is committed to do that with me, but other than that, no, it's gonna be a shit show with random people. So we'll have to play 2 versus 4 on a regular basis because teammates not gonna be good. So that's that. But rewards, everything, and scoring sounds fine. I have no problem with that. Okay, well, okay, just last minute as we end the podcast, just last topic, just quickly. Okay, just to end the podcast, this episode, I promise not to talk about lore, but I just want to mention this. There's a leaked, probably it's already out, yeah, it's already out, the story trailer for the season. And they basically say, oh yeah, Pax Armata leadership is crumbled and killed, or whatever the case may be, right? And now new warlords are coming, the remnants of Pax Armata coming to do something. And I'm like, this is Call of Duty live service storytelling in a nutshell. Like, what do you mean Pax Armata leadership already crumbled? People were arguing with me like, well, in the single player you kill the main guy and you kill the main base and everything. I'm like, cool, that's not should kill the faction. That should not kill a faction that's supposed to be competing against NATO. But the whole story is just fucking dumb. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna talk about it because I promise you guys I'm not gonna talk about lore. Maybe one day I'll talk about this, but the whole lore for Battlefield 6 is so fucking dumb, makes no fucking sense. I don't like any of it, and all the stuff that is happening with this game also happens behind the scenes. It happens behind the scenes. All of it is just happening behind the scenes, and I hate it. And now there's people track the story and everything, you know what? And you know what? I don't care. Like, I used to care about story, I used to care about lore, but this is like Call of Duty, literally like Call of Duty, since Modern Warfare 2019, I guess, or Modern Warfare 2. Everything happens behind the fucking scenes, and then it's like, it's like from A to B, but we skip the travel bit. We're just gonna go through from A, B, C, D, E, and E, and how we got here between A and B and C. Fuck knows, who cares? It happened sometime. So we're just gonna skip all that. It's C now, right? We're at D now, and then E, and we're at these points now, and we're just going through these motions, quick, vague explanations what's happening in this world until Battlefield 7, right? Because we need reasons to I don't know, or we need reasons to explain why we have this particular skin in the game, or why would it explain. You know what? You don't have to explain why you have this particular skin. Just give me a fucking good story to be invested. Pax Armata alone, I'm not invested because the single player just basically it ruined everything regarding story. Just like, no, Pax Armata as a faction can fuck off because that makes no sense. But hey, we kind of need to make sense. We need to connect dots to 2042 and other games and everything because this is not a reset, not a reboot. It's a sequel / prequel. You know, this is all still the same universe. And I'm like, I don't care. I really don't fucking care. And Pax Armata as a faction just absolute makes no sense to me. Stupid. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. This whole storytelling in these seasons, just like no context, just main bits, just main story bits, and that's it. Like what's between that? Who cares, man? Pax Armata is dead, but it's not. Like, okay. Anyway, oh my god, I've been talking for an hour and 20 minutes. Jesus fuck. Okay, guys, I'm ending the show here because I've been talking for a while. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you guys for interacting with the show, all that kind of stuff. Sorry if this particular episode was a bit rambly and all that kind of stuff. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But sometimes you're gonna get episodes like that. Just, I'm completely unhinged and not really organized. I'm sorry, but that's sometimes happens. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/TheLankySoldier. That's patreon.com/TheLankySoldier for early access, extra content, extra videos, extra podcast episodes. Everything's there. Use the free trial, it's there for a reason. Don't like it, can always unsubscribe, which people do that sometimes. Be like, hey, oh, it's not for me, and that's fine. It's there for a reason. It's there for a reason. So use the free trial, use it. And yeah, thank you guys for your support. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you for interacting with the podcast. Thank you for leaving comments and everything. Thank you so much. Anyway, so I'll see you guys on the next episode. I'm actually really hungry. I want to eat. And after this recording, I'll try to play with Andre. So yeah, thank you guys for everything. Have a good one. I hope you guys enjoyed season 3. Next episode, we're gonna do season 3 impressions. So that's that. So thank you guys for everything. See you in the next one. Bye.